We're going to go ahead and start with the meeting. If we can all rise, and anyone wearing a hat, cover, or do-rag, if you would please remove. This is towards your part, or salute. And if we can face Bob, he's holding the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So, breadsticks are on the table, soups and salads, and the meals are coming out shortly. Talking to the manager, there is another event for 50 people coming from a funeral service that has reservations. So
at 2:30, so we still have
we
plenty
still
of
have
time.
plenty of time. So
At what 30?
2:30.
2:30.
We've got plenty of time.
So, thank you to Ted for last month at the Catella Family Grill. Thank you to Diva for this month here at the Olive Garden. So,
Close to several people's homes, I think.
okay. At this point, I don't recognize the one gentleman here with the chapeau.
My name is Todd.
Okay. Paul?
Todd.
Okay, Todd. Okay, so if we could go ahead and,
Welcome. Thank you.
yes,
Thank you very much.
say welcome to Todd, and thank you.
Appreciate it.
I'm ahead of myself, so thank you, Diva. If we could say an invocation, do we have someone that would like to say invocation? Esther, please.
Thank you, Lord, for the blessings you bestow upon us. We thank you for the food before us. We thank you for the fellowship between our members, Lord, and for the good that we do with our raffles, Lord, when all those people that are needing breast cancer angels, Lord, and for providing us safety as we go to and from. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen. All right, your salads
Okay.
and breadsticks are coming in.
So they're starting to come in now, so in a little bit, we will do an interruption to have the meal.
All right, we had a salad, no pepperoncinis.
They will.
Salad, no pepperoncinis.
Bernie, you need sign it.
Okay, so, did everyone see the minutes from last month's meeting?
Do we have a salad, no pepperoncinis over here, folks?
Do we have a
Someone
motion
have that
to
one.
accept the
Salad?
minutes?
Motion to accept.
This is a regular salad.
Okay, a
Regular
second,
salad.
We get one over here.
okay. And
He's looking for one with no
consensus for
And then a
motion to
salad?
accept them all.
Someone specifically asked for it.
Okay, motion carried, thank you. Bob, do we want to do a treasurer's report now, or,
No, I haven't passed them out.
okay,
We'll do the treasurer's after.
okay. So we'll do the treasurer's report probably after we have the meal served. I have on the agenda a sunshine report.
Well, Bernie,
More salads and more.
did she send you a sunshine report?
She said it, and like an idiot, I forgot it. So, standing up and trying to fill in, we're celebrating birthdays. Who's having a birthday this month?
Birthday, Jan?
Jan Jordan! Woo, 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 woo!
Anybody else? All right.
Joe Colgan! Santa Joe Colgan! I have to think for a second.
All right. I apologize, I'm forgetting it. That's why she's always the one in charge.
That's okay.
But other than that, can we gather together and sing happy birthday to our friends?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Woo, woo, woo!
Now, are there any anniversaries? Any anniversaries this month?
Yes. Mine, yesterday. Yesterday! So don't applaud me. You know, I've been trying to get rid of him for 27 years, but we've been married for 23. He thought it was September, but it's okay. It's because I've messed with him for too many years about it.
Can I go?
Okay, so with that, it appears that our first annual fundraiser for Breast Cancer Angels was a success.
That'll be in the treasurer's report.
Okay, So, but I do want to say thank you to everybody.
We have
that
salad with ranch on the
participated
side?
And
Ranch on the
helped
side,
with
salad?
everything out there.
Ranch on the side
Ranch on
over
the
there.
side, here we are.
We might want to break for letting start eating.
Okay, we'll do an intermission for
Sorry, just
a meal.
thinking. If that's okay.
And we need to get some more orders in over here.
Oh, these two? Okay.
So, to take-
Oh, and these two, that's right.
She's like, don't put
Okay.
this on me.
So yours is him, yours.
So, at this point, since we skipped over the treasurer's report, if we could ask Santa Bob?
Okay, treasurer's report, last month, before we started the meeting, we had $270 in the bank and $669 in the Santa Charity Fund. And we added $95 to the charity fund last month, plus $15 that Gary Hahn donated back again. So we ended up with $774 by the end of last month meeting for the Christmas charity. All right, and then when September came along, we have $270 in the bank, and we donated $150 to the Breast Cancer Angel charity. When $100 went directly to Breast Cancer Angels and a $50 hourly prize. So, so after that, why we now have $120 in the bank. But we're all gonna start paying dues this coming year, so hopefully this will all build back up again. So now we had $774 in our Christmas charity, but we had taken $300 out to put a deposit for the chili fundraiser. With that returned, we now have $1,074 before today in the Christmas charity, with $120 in the bank. So that ends up, our total assets are $1,164. And Diva will announce what we did later. We can do that now.
Yeah, actually I wanted to talk about that anyway, if we can. Are you okay with that, Mr. President?
Yes, ma'am.
So we've been collecting okay, so we had our chili fundraiser dinner for the Breast Cancer Angels. And for those of you that don't know what the Breast Cancer Angels do, Breast Cancer Angels are there for the ladies going through their treatments. They actually do fund some of their treatments. They help them get their doctor's appointments. They help them get to their doctor's appointments. They also, at Christmas time, which is where we come in, they give a big party to the mostly fourth stage cancer ladies, and some third stage, and just different ladies and stuff, and their children, and they buy gifts and stuff to give to them at this one day out of the year party that they do for these folks. What we've been doing is 50-50 raffles throughout the year to collect, to give, to send out 2 or 3 of our Mr. and Mrs. Claus couples, or single Santas, however you want to do it, to buy gifts for some of the kids in some of those families that aren't at those parties necessarily. That's what we've said we were going to do all year long, but today I would like to tell you that last year for this year they had a big donor pull out, tens of thousands of dollars donor. So we did our Breast Cancer Angel dinner in September 23rd, the chili dinner, and we collected how much, Bob?
On the back sheet, of the back of the sheet, after all the income and expenses, why we got $2,086, and somebody just gave me another $26 today to add to that, so that'll be $2,112.
Okay, so that's on top of what we've been doing throughout the year. Those were for 2 different functions though. The chili dinner that we did, that money was to go directly to Breast Cancer Angels to help fund their party for the money that they're missing now because of their donor pulling out. We can still do the delivery if you want, but I did talk to Deborah Stroman, who is in charge of the Breast Cancer Angels out here, and I asked her where their greatest need was, because that's exactly what we should be looking at, is what their need is, not our need for going out and being Mr. Claus, Mr. Miss Claus to deliver because we want the coolness. It's what their need is, and their need this year is that party. So I'm bringing to the table, instead of us using the 50-50 money throughout the year, it's not going to the multiple sclerosis fund or somebody else's fund. It is still going to the Breast Cancer Angels. But my motion is that we don't go out and buy the gifts and stuff for the families like we've done the last couple of years. We give it directly to the Breast Cancer Angel Fund to be able to do their party, because those are the ladies that need it the most. Who knows if they'll even survive. So they need it. Now, Deborah also told me if she has one family that's going to be really in need, she's personally going to take some of that money and buy some gifts for them, and she will ask one of our Mr. and Mrs. Clauses to go deliver. She'll contact me and I'll reach out for somebody to do that. So that's my motion today, because it's their need. But you all gave your money throughout the year to be able to put into a 50-50 raffle for it to go to them by buying gifts and stuff and delivering to them our personal selves this year. But I'd like to flip it back and put it back into the Breast Cancer Angels Fund directly. That's just my opinion, and you all have the right to say whatever you'd like.
Mr. President, I move that we move our Christmas charity fund and join it with this Breast Cancer Angel fundraising money, and donate it as a lump sum from Sanders of the OC.
I agree. Do we have a second motion?
I second.
Now it's up for discussion.
Okay. Any discussions?
Now, last year, they had come up, at this party, they have the kids of the person going through Breast Cancer Angels, mainly 18 and under, right? And they give them each a gift. Probably because mom's so ill, they may not be able to even put up a tree sometimes. They're going through the treatments and everything. So I think it's wonderful that they will make sure, now that these corporations have pulled out, or a corporate donor, that they still will have a small gift of some kind. And I understand even that if the moms come that are going through the cancer, they also get a little something. Just the joy of seeing their children receive something for Christmas when maybe they wouldn't otherwise. So I think I agree. I think that we need to cover that base. We're not gonna be able to do the whole corporate, of course, but we wanna make sure that at least those three families and even more will at least have a small gift. Because when they go out and get these gifts, a lot of times they get donations from corporations. They can give them, and you're not gonna pay what you would go if you went to Target or somewhere else. So I think it's really a good idea, because it'll serve a need that there's a big void for right now. So I agree.
Okay, I think we're all in agreement, but I would add that it's just devastation when mom gets sick. And now we've got increased visits to the doctors, and mom doesn't have an income, and dad's gotta take time off, and just the whole thing is just devastates. Some of these families are living in virtually garages or whatever. But anyway, back to discussion of the motion.
So I agree with Esther, and any other discussions? So if we can just go to a general consensus, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried. Thank you, Diva.
Thank you. Thank
So-
you to all of you.
Okay, so what she was supposed to announce was we got $55 today.
That too, which is also gonna go in.
And that puts our fund up to what, $1,129 that we've collected from this chapter on our 50-50 raffles a year.
That's just the raffles. Then we include with that the chili dinner
With the $2,000
money, the
for the
$2,000.
chili
You're giving over $3,000 to them. So, and you all deserve a hand. Thank you.
Okay, so with that, let me get the microphone. It's just a meeting. Not meant that way. Okay, so we do have the motion and it's accepted for the treasurer's report.
And the motion carried.
Okay. So if we could just move on, old businesses, Bob mentioned, there will be an email coming out for $10 dues coming in January, February.
Right.
And this will allow us to clean up the email rosters, an address saying who's within the Santa groups of the Orange County that we've not had before. We do not know if all the people in the past are still active, alive in the area. So, but it does put the Mrs. Clauses on the roster as well. And it also entitles Mrs. Clauses to vote in any of the votes.
Chapter level.
At the chapter level, not the national until something happens, if then. So, but, okay. So, with that, do we have any update on our reunion coming up?
We're having one.
Okay, 25, 27 January
See, you know more than I
2019.
do.
At the San Diego meeting, Bob had mentioned the
Yeah,
prices.
yeah, right now, it's early bird pricing, and it's supposed to have ended the 15th, we stretching it to the end of the month. And then prices go up $25 a head after this month. It's going to be in Ontario Airport Hotel, which will supposedly be at Crown Plaza by then, but we haven't heard it happening yet. All the information's online. I'll share information with anybody that's unaware of what's going on there. Why, come see me, and it's really a fun event, and we expect a really big turnout. And
Well,
we're
how many
excited.
do we have so far? How many registrations do we have?
I'm behind, I cannot tell you.
Okay.
I have a whole bunch on my computer that I haven't logged in. But, you know, I don't think we have 50 people yet. But it's always been like pulling teeth to get things early. We faced the 2013 reunion 2 weeks before the reunion with 85 people registered. And it happened, we pulled it off, but we never want to be in that position again when we were supposed to give a head count at the hotel 2 weeks ahead of time, and all we had was 85 people registered. So this is why we deduct. We get this early bird. It'll go up again in December, and then after January 15th, why it's a pay at the door price. And so the price between now and January 15th, it's another $60, $70 per person for a whole weekend. So it's good, you can, if you haven't got all the money, you can put a $50 deposit and hold this early bird rate.
If we book just like Sunday, but then wanna upgrade, we can still, cause we never know if we're gonna do the whole weekend, but we know almost sure we'll be there Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming we can just do it and then upgrade it later, maybe? You don't know about that.
I don't know why not.
We're one of the famous people to wait
Just
till the
tell them,
last.
you know, tell them
We
you know.
always do. Unfortunately, that's just what we do.
Tell them Rick said it was okay.
Okay, cool. Santa said it's okay.
Okay, thank you, Bob. With that, while I was talking to Kathy Perrone, who's still dealing with Peter's passing, she's doing things better, she's getting along, she's having people help her, but she has said that as we get older, is to for family's sake is please take care of your family, is plan accordingly.
Come on,
I believe Stuart Froman, the lawyer that has given a brief at the IE and the San Diego meetings, will be at the reunion to give another presentation, but she does recommend get your affairs in order as a power of attorney. In the case of an unfortunate, buy as much insurance or consider as much insurance as you can afford, just to help out in the unfortunate event. So, just from Kathy, she has another issue, but it doesn't affect us here right now. But she's taken on another role that she does want to bring to our Santa community. So, please consider taking care of your family. So, one of the things that I've noticed from a San Diego chapter and from Orange County, I had not mentioned this to Bob, so please don't take this wrong, but some of the work, people are not looking online to see when the next meeting is, or they're saying they're not getting information. So if in the event that you have a question about either, am I getting the emails, is you can always email or text me. I have nothing to do since I retired 1 July. But, you know, let us know so that we can try to make sure that you're on the information tree.
What's your email address?
Closer to your mouth.
Jim Long 2010 at hotmail.com. It's just with the Santa season coming up, if somebody gets sick, we'd like to know. I still try to send cards and letters. Not everybody wants to do that with the price of stamps going up, but I do it only because I grew up in Pennsylvania, but in the military I was admin and personnel officer, and communication has always been supposedly the forefront. To keep you informed makes us better the whole way around. So, but that's my pitch, so.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Our site, our website.
Okay.
Jim, I want to add to the Sunshine Report, because Norm Callahan, he's had some tremendous operations and problems and whatever. Anyway, he's not here today because he's got an infection in his wrist that's bad enough that hospitalized him. He's got to get that cleaned out. Lauren Montag had implant that's supposed to be a pain blocker, you know, kind of like the TINS units, but this is more an advanced thing, and it's working for his back, but then they implanted the brains of the thing and his hip, and that keeps weeping, so that's why he isn't here today. But on a happier note, I called Ann Steinmetz. Jim and Ann Steinmetz were Santa for the cause. And Jim and Ann Steinmetz worked exclusively for Breast Cancer Angels and got us involved with them. And because he didn't take any money, he just had checks to a nonprofit. Businesses were really paying him. He made as much as $30,000 in a year and gave it to them. And so, a little over 2 years ago, Jim had a bleeding ulcer and he didn't know it, and he took Advil, and he felt worse, and he took more Advil, and he was playing pickleball on Tuesday, and Wednesday he died from a bleeding ulcer that they couldn't stop. So anyway, his widow Ann has still been working with Breast Cancer Angels, and we didn't see her at our fundraiser.
No, but she is heavily involved with them. She's on the
Right,
board.
so I said, Ann, what's wrong? Is there trouble in paradise? Oh, no, she's seeing someone. She's seeing someone in San Antonio, and they had a family affair that she had to be at, so Annie Steinmetz is moving on with her life.
Yay.
Good for her.
And for those of you who don't know who Ann is, I've been working with the Breast Cancer Angels the last 2 years, and she goes to the wood carvers, I think, in Orange County, and she is like a connection, and they come back with all kinds of toys for the kids. And it takes it takes the entire year. They start making toys for these kids January 1st, for the Christmas season that's upcoming. And they do fantastic job, the wood carvers, and this is all volunteer, and Ann coordinated with the people that were going out for the breast cancer families, and she always had a toy from 18 down. She always had an appropriate wooden toy, and these toys were like awesome. You know, they don't make them like that anymore. Of course, these people are all volunteers in making it, and they kind of try to outdo each other. You had some very elaborate toys like the good old days, made out of wood, strictly out of wood, and the analysis stuff, and it was really neat. No bells and whistles, no funny noises, just made out of wood. And she was always very much a part of that, and I think it's wonderful that she's moving on, because she never quit serving breast cancer angels, and she felt kind of bad if she had to step down from that somewhat. But I tell you, she's so involved with that, and she would always be the first one to show up when they were distributing them to the wood carvers of Orange County. And she always made sure that we had plenty of toys to distribute, and that's a really neat thing to see here that she's doing. So that's the end.
Thank you, Santa Bob. Thank you, Esther, for the update on Ann. Anybody wanting to help Breast Cancer Angels? I had 2 people that asked me for charity events, and they said I could put a container out with Breast Cancer Angel donation request. The only thing I have to do, if and when my events happen, is find out how I get the money to Breast Cancer Angels, but I'll deal with Debbie on that. But at this point, we're almost through with the meeting. So for those who have not signed the card for Santa Joe Mystic, Bob has that. So did everybody sign the card?
That card was to thank Santa Joe Mystic for coming up from San Diego and doing magic at our chili dinner. He was awesome. He's always awesome.
Okay.
I've got 2 things about the dinner.
Okay, Santa Ted.
One of the things is, should have had a pitcher of water or something on the tables, because there was nobody to direct people to where to go to get some water or a drink or whatever. That was, 4 people that I sold tickets to, that's what they said. And the other thing is, they had to sit by themselves over on the other side, because all the Santas were in the thing. So, you gotta mix it up.
Okay. Okay. Anybody that does have any comments for next year's appearance, talking to our contact that closed the Elks Club that night?
I don't have anything for the Elks, but I'm gonna be doing the vendors next year at the reunion.
I have somebody for you, 2 people.
Okay.
Okay, but anyways, did I hear somebody else?
No, but
Okay.
we need more volunteers for the reunion.
Well, that was gonna be one of the things. From the San Diego reunion, or from the San Diego chapters, when we did the fundraisers, is word got out, and it got out too late for us, but get out and mingle with the people, talk to them, and move on. And Rick's response to me when I put that in writing was like Diva, mingle, mingle, mingle. So anybody that has any recommendations, again, if you put them in writing to me, I'll put them in a little folder, and then we'll try to get together. The Elks Club in Garden Grove was impressed with us, and they said they want us back next year. I don't know if they made that commitment, but talking to the person that closed and, locked the door and turned out the light, he was overly excited for everybody's attendance, the people that came to eat, and everybody that talked to them at the Elks Club. So, from a personal standpoint, from San Diego and now Orange County, they are successes, and they do raise for a good cause. So, at this point, I'm just about done. The only thing I got left is a small half sheet in my hand that looks like it's time to sing the Forbes song. So, okay, okay.
When Santa is seen in stores and in parks, real bearded men with joy in their hearts, F-O-R-B
giveaway. Of course we're in malls. FORB Santas are here.
I can't hear you.
We smile for all your pictures. Our beers, of course, are real. We keep the joy and spirit of being Santa all the year. So put on a smile, we'll make you a deal. We'll prove to you that Santa is real. FORB Santas are here. We smile for all your pictures. Our beers, of course, are real. We keep the joy and spirit of being Santa all the year. So put on a smile, we'll make you a deal. We'll prove to you that Santa is real. FORB Santas are here. Okay.
That's okay. Before you go, make sure you email that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that when we get ready to leave. After everybody's paid, has everybody gotten their checks, paid their?
Okay. Please check to make sure you've received your bill so we can pay the waiter and the,
Yeah, because we want a group picture before we leave, so.
yes, and management does want to, so please keep that in mind. There are 2 gifts from the 50/50 drawing that are cash prizes. I think Diva's got in one pocket and we can frisk her. $40. $40 in one pocket and then 15 in another. If she didn't make it disappear. So, there were 2 $25 gift cards
Yes, they're in my pocket too.
in the drawing. So, please remember we took in $110, so 55 to breast cancer and 55 in cash prizes. So 2 cash prizes are coming out. So, okay, so with that, do we want to close the meeting and then get on with the raffle?
Yes.
I move that we close the meeting.
Okay, Ted, and seconded, third, 12th, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any nays? Okay.
Nay, there's no nays.
And before we do leave, as a group picture, please, on the outside, on the walk.